I remember a few years back, there was a young lady that came here to church for the first time, and she had a knee brace on, and after church, she was in tears, and she came up and was like, Matt, can you pray with me? And so we stepped aside and we talked, and I'm like, well, what's going on? And she said that she hadn't been to church in years, and it's always been, her whole life has been about pursuing this one sport, right? Every weekend of her life since she was a little kid was all about playing sports and playing this game, and not only playing on school teams, but also playing on multiple select teams. And she traveled all over the nation playing this sport, and her whole summer was booked with playing this sport and going to strength and conditioning camps for this sport. And now she was like a junior in high school, and colleges were beginning to look at her, but she just blew her knee out and she's freaking out. She's like, Matt, why would God do this to me? And so I had to confess, okay, I'm not God, right? I just work for him, but maybe would you consider that one reason could possibly be that you have spent so many years pursuing this thing instead of Jesus, that God wants to pump the brakes on your life to finally get you to look up and remember who he is. Like you said yourself, this is the first time you've been to church in years. And when the knee blows out and the bottom gives out, where's the first place that you go? These sailors have a huge prayer meeting, right? They're all crying out to their gods. They're wanting answers, but they soon figure out this storm is from Jonah's God and that he's the problem. And so in verse 9, Jonah admits to them, I'm a Hebrew and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. Now you got to put yourself in their shoes for a second, because they're probably like, really, bro? You believe in the God who made the sea and he's doing this to us right now? We're all about to drown. And they figure out the only way to calm the storm. Jonah admits the only way to calm the storm is to toss him overboard. Here's what I want you to consider today, guys. What is causing damage in your spiritual life? Because you need to throw it overboard. There are three things that stick out to me here. First off, they all know what the problem is, really who the problem is. And so first, you and I need to recognize what's affecting you spiritually, okay? It could be a sin issue in your life. It could be an idol that you devote so much love and time to. It could be that you're in the wrong kind of relationship. You're dating the wrong kind of person. It could be that you're simply lazy in your time and you're neglecting the Bible all the time. Recognize what your issue is. But then secondly, we got to see Jonah isn't exactly volunteered to jump off the boat, is he? He's a little scared to do that. Neither will your problem. Your problem will not just magically jump overboard. You must take action yourself, because it ain't going to get rid of itself. But then the third observation is this. These guys are also reluctant to throw Jonah overboard at first. And verse 13 says, nevertheless, the men rowed hard to get back to dry land, but they could not, for the sea grew more and more tempestuous against them. They tried to keep him on board before they threw him off, even though they knew this guy is the major problem that's causing all of this ruckus and affecting everyone. They still try to hold on to him. Are you thinking, man, maybe I can hold on. Maybe I can still manage this problem in one hand and hold on to Jesus' hand with the other? My friend, you can't. Don't think to yourself, oh, I know I haven't touched my Bible in weeks, but maybe if I keep watching more TikTok today, maybe I'll actually pick up my Bible sometime before I go to bed. It's not going to happen. Don't think to yourself, it's like, man, I know I shouldn't be talking to this guy or girl. I know this relationship is unholy, but maybe if I hold on longer, maybe if we row harder, things will magically get better. You know they won't. Don't think to yourself, oh, I know I've been disrespectful to my parents, especially since I've been stuck at home, but maybe if I just keep it up, they'll finally listen to me and they'll leave me alone. That's not how it happens. Don't think to yourself, oh man, I know I've been looking at porn, and even more so, I've been watching this filth since I've been stuck at home, but maybe if I just try to manage it, cut down on it a little bit, maybe I can wean off the problem. No, it doesn't happen that way. You got to throw it overboard. Listen, there will be no peace on the waters until you throw that thing overboard. Finally, they do this in verse 15. It says they picked up Jonah, hurled him into the sea, and guess what? The sea ceased from its raging. But then look at the response. They feared the Lord, they offered sacrifice, and they made vows. What is preventing you from doing the same thing today? Are you going to be a person of excuses again for another 2 weeks, or a person of action?